Hello, everybody. Hello. Ooh, everybody. Look at that, there's an echo. Let me mute. That's better. Three, 2, 1, 0. Hey. All right. Volume check. Sound check on. I see myself on the other screen. That means good connection. Cool. All right, welcome everybody. Who do we have here? Who do we have today? Okay, cool. Let me just move my iPad so that it's more in my line of sight. So I don't have to keep switching over. Yep. Being careful not to change anything here. Okay. All right, we're good. So, welcome Simeon Ragalov. Welcome Odin. I'm very well, thank you. Lucifer, dropping the CC stream for Asian Luke. Talk about commitment. Yes, thank you. Cheers. This is only coffee because it is gone midnight. So it's now the 23rd. It's now the weekend for me. But here I am, regardless. Greetings, Simeon. Hostile power, yes, sound check. I think everything is good. Cons, good morning, good evening. I mean, it's both a good morning and a good evening here. Because it is the morning, but it's still the evening. Good afternoon for those of you who it is afternoon. Spaceman. Hasta la vista, Barbie. Hola. Anybody else who's in the chat, say hello. And we'll get the party started. Bitcoin, 100K. I mean, not on Coinbase, not on PERPs, but CME, $100,005 on CME. Topped out there at 100,005. Very, very nice. And I think we probably, maybe even during the stream, see that we get spot and perps going to 100K as well. So that would be really nice to see. If we can get the volume needed to push it through now that we are in the New York session and we have had another dip with support holding once again. And yeah, things looking pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's close enough. I'm pretty happy. Taking more profit. And I think that's what everyone needs to be doing at this stage, is taking profit. If you're long, like, pay yourself, right? That's why there's so many limit orders up here at 100,000. You got to pay yourself. And yeah, because the last thing you want is a move back down to like the 90s and to have not taken profit. So it makes sense that we reject here. But the other thing is, it also makes sense that we break it and break it cleanly, because what's going to happen if everybody's taking profit here is we're probably going to blast through. Yeah, we're probably going to blast through. So I do have an idea of what I think is more likely than not to happen. If it doesn't happen, then cool. But I think we're looking at a bullish weekend. I would like to see a move up towards around about $106,000 to $108,000. And then I think that will probably signal a top for the next like couple of months or something, because at that stage people are going to FOMO buy back in thinking, oh my god, I sold at 100k, thinking that there'll be a dip before 100k, and then it goes above 100k, and then everyone buys back in, and that's when we can crash. But right now, like realistically, it's only really going to be people taking profit right now and people shorting, so it would make sense to squeeze them first, because yeah, it would be a bit crazy, right? Or yeah, you front run 100k like it has now, not enable anyone to get short, not enable anyone to take profit, and then dump. But we shall see. Jelena's here. Welcome. Welcome. It's like midnight for you too, right? If you're the same one. I think it is you. Why are you still awake? Lucifer, front run 100k by getting my ass filled at 60k. Yeah. Everyone who front ran 100k at 60k. Yeah, good luck. Not gonna make it. No. I hope that's not the case. Luke, remember 2020 at the 20k breakout? We had an extremely bullish December. We did. I mean, maybe things just keep on cruising higher. Maybe we end up at the end of the year at like 140, 160k. We just don't know at this stage. It's price discovery. But I mean, this is the thing for me. And I mentioned this, and I think someone asked in the Discord earlier. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to do the little announcement. I think all of you guys already know. But someone asked in the Discord yesterday what people's thoughts are, whether we should be taking profit here, closing all position, any of that kind of thing. But for me, it's really a case of like, as we're pushing higher, like my strategy when price is doing this is very simply, I want to just be selling small amounts regularly and just paying myself from the position often. So if there's a new high, even if it doesn't really make a new high, I've got a position that's in profit from down there at like 57k. I've compounded it a couple of times on one of the accounts and other stuff, but it's still very much down, like really nice profit right now, and I'm just consistently paying myself. So if I need some money, then that trade's just giving me money. There's just free money consistently. I'm not really too bothered about how much I can make from this particular trade, because for me it's the altcoins that really do the multipliers, and that's always been the way for me. Is like Bitcoin trading is just a way to just get a little bit of additional income. All right, just pay myself consistently. And if I've got a long trade that's making me a lot of money, I may as well just be paying myself consistently from it, and not closing all the position, but maybe like closing a couple of % per day, and then it goes up and your dollar amount stays the same, but you're just shaving your profits off the top. And then the altcoins are what I go into a little bit more heavy to try and multiply those gains and maybe look for big returns on those. So that's my strategy, is just, yeah, consistently paying myself. So again, today I've closed a little bit more of the position. I've taken some more profit on that position. If it goes up higher, if it goes to 106, if it goes to 108, I'll pay myself a little bit more from that position. Even if we dip and I need the cash for something, I'll just take a little bit more off. And the other thing that I'm looking to do at the moment as well is just gradually scale out of any spot positions that I have as they're going higher. So with Bitcoin, I want to be out of spot. Not that soon, but I want to just be consistently selling spot Bitcoin so that I don't have any left by the end of next year. And then it will just be a focus on perps from then. So selling spot, trading perps, and then by the time the bull runs over, I have no exposure left. So that's my strategy. I just want to gradually get to the point where I have zero crypto. Because when it's going up like this, That's really what you want. There's some crazy lights outside. There must be like a big club or an event going on. Big lasers, and it's distracting me. I don't know if that's a regular thing here, but there's like lights going across next to that like big tall building, the second tallest building in the world. Yeah, nice. Anyway, it's distracting me. Any chance to have a pullback to 92k, please? Or should we ask Putin or Japan for some help? I think we probably do get a pullback to 92k. I just don't think it happens yet. I think it happens when we've gone a little bit higher first. But I would still expect there to be a test of 92k, and that will be the next dip that we buy. Similar to how 38k was the dip that we bought in October last year. So that's the thing for me, like, don't FOMO. We are going to see lower prices than this. I wouldn't, like, I don't think we're going to see lower prices than any of this, which is why I was very much like, just hold your position, because it's crazy. But I do believe we see lower prices. Was I saying higher prices? I'm tired, man. I do believe we see lower prices than where we currently are. And opportunities, and I would say 92 looks really reasonable for that. So whether we do get another move, I mentioned this in one of the video updates from this week. Even if we do get a push above that takes us up here, like 96k, 106 or 108, I do think we can start to test back down to some of these lower levels. First stop would be about like 95, 94, 800. Could get a decent bounce from there. And then once you've got a decent bounce from there, maybe we come up, make that lower high, correct down to 92. And that to me would look like a really good bull market correction if we have something like this that plays out. Because when you zoom out, that is just something we see so often, where you have this parabolic move, you drop back into a range, but we're holding important support, and then we can just start to build again. All right, so it drops into a range, maybe it takes out the low again, and then we go for the next run, like next year or whenever that's going to be. Everything's moving very quickly right now. So this could, like, we could get that drop to 92, 94, and then make its way to 140 by the end of the year still. We just have to see, but those are the levels, and if we do get moves down into those levels, then I would certainly look to trade there. And we have reason to believe that would be a decent area to bid, because we had something very similar back here, right? I'm kind of using this as a bit of a roadmap because it's really similar. So we had this big move up, so essentially you can match everything up to what we're doing now. Like election day, pump, continuation, then you have this grind up, you have the range, which is what we had last week. Now we go parabolic again, go a little bit higher. So this is like the 100k resistance, yeah? Go a little bit higher like we did with the ETF hype, get everyone bullish again, then drop back down to the POC of this range, which is precisely what we've done before. And I see no reason why I won't do it again. It's so similar. Everything's so similar to what it did last year, October, November, December. It's just all happening a bit quicker this time. So when we're in price discovery, everything moves a lot faster. There's no resistance. There's not really any sellers there. So it's that kind of thing. But regardless, we can celebrate. We've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. And it looks good. Everything looks very good. If we get that 92k-ish pullback, do you think alts will get decimated? To begin with, yes, but then they'll bounce back stronger. So that's the other thing that I would look for, is alts have already started to push back up again. Like Ethereum, for example, and let's say if Ethereum can't continue to break, then you'd look at something like this with Ethereum coming back to test into that point of control, and then you have this big pump retest, continuation. But if that was to happen, I would expect alts just to poof, just go from that point. And again, we have like examples of when this has happened in the past. Just going to relate everything back to what Bitcoin's done previously, because it's so much easier and I remember all of this. But we've had this situation. This is what Hostile Powers just mentioned in the comments. Like, we can go all the way back and we can test, like, Ethereum could end up doing something like this, right? So Ethereum's been showing a little bit of strength recently. It has this little chop, and then poof, crashes back down, almost retraces the entire move, but then just goes for it afterwards. So maybe that kind of thing, right? It wouldn't look too dissimilar to come back, test it one last time, get all of those early buyers out, all of those weak hands out, and then we go again. So ideas again, we don't know what's going to happen, but we've seen things like this happen before, so therefore we can react if we see something similar this time. ETH BTC pair is very weak, approaching 2018 to 2021's range POC. It could get very spicy. ETH BTC bounce strong from there. Yeah, let's have a look. So ETH BTC is in a really interesting position. We've said this before. So from a weekly time frame, we look on the weekly, and so everything from 2021 corrected. So this is the entirety of this move, just this move all the way down. It could still yet go lower, right? But a similar situation, right? It pumps, you correct the entire thing, and then do we finally see the ETH BTC get some strength and can start to outperform again? And you say this is also the POC of this range, right? Yeah, so the POC of that range will be the order block, that weekly order block, just down there. So that would look really, really nice. So you take that along, you've got Confluence. So if there is to be one more sweep lower, if Bitcoin does push up once more, Ethereum can't get any continuation higher, then it crashes, tests this POC. You've got a nice even of like 0.03 down there as well. And then you could essentially target like, okay, we're looking at Ethereum from 0.03 to 0.1, 300% outperformance over Bitcoin, if there is to be an alt season. Who gets super spicy? And alts in general are looking really, really interesting. So PEPE, another one. So I posted this earlier. So PEPE, I'm already long. I'm long from all the way down here. All right, I had this like little trade that was taken. It was only supposed to be a small trade, but it ended up turning into a big ass swing trade because it's so safe now, that position. And there's a couple of trades I'm looking at on PEPE. I do think that we see that this goes higher up towards the 1.618. But we have a nice interesting scenario here where we're just making these higher lows just so you've got really, really, really close invalidation on this. And if it doesn't play out, then it turns into a swing trade afterwards. So what I'm looking at now is there's this little range that's keeping these higher lows, higher highs. You can get a trade that comes up here, maybe even a little bit higher. So try and get one of these. If you get continuation from there, great. If not, then you have a swing trade afterwards that you'd want to be holding up to the next extension. So PEPE is looking good. XRP, the most hated rally. I almost bought this earlier when there was that dip, because again, it's just outperforming the market. You look for the assets that are really strong. And I'm looking at some shit coins as well. This token Fi looks interesting. It took out a low, a bit of a spring, turning that point of control from resistance into support. Can this start to go up as well? Lots of stuff looking very, very good. Should I just put an alert here at 100? I'll put an alert if we take out the highs, just in case I am distracted. Note that sentiment and public media is hyping faster this time too. Yeah. I actually had, let me just, what was the other one? I don't know about you folks, but today I've seen all my normie colleagues trade 100k market cap memes on Phantom all day long. Feels a bit frothy, no? Yeah. So this will happen, and it's kind of difficult because 100k naturally is going to bring in a ton of headlines, right? Just naturally, it's going to happen, and it's going to bring in a ton of headlines. But I think top signals are getting more ridiculous with every cycle. So what would have been like, you look back to the 2017 bull run, which is when I first got involved. Normies were only getting really interested in Bitcoin right at the end of that cycle, because it was still relatively early. It only had like 1 or 2 market cycles before, when hardly anyone was involved. And normies like myself, although I got into it fairly early, but most people, when people really started to talk about it in the gyms and at work and started trading it on their phones and stuff, that came right at the end when there was tons of hype, and it broke and it went beyond 10k to 20k very, very quickly. Then the last cycle we had, so the 2020 to 2021 cycle, was a little bit different. You had more people getting in earlier. So we had the COVID crash, which was loads of people at home, loads of people looking for something to do. We had NFT hype then, and all of that hype was going on before Bitcoin broke an all-time high. There was still a ton of hype. Everyone was talking about the metaverse. Everyone was trading NFTs. People were talking about NFTs long before Bitcoin broke all-time high. But the thing with that cycle is that people were more interested at that stage in NFTs and the metaverse stuff, and missed a lot of what Bitcoin was doing. And then it wasn't until later on in the cycle that people become interested in Bitcoin. So you have like a relatively small group of normies, relatively small amount of retail getting in very late on one cycle, getting in a little bit earlier, and a bigger group of people in the next cycle. And then what we've seen again this time is they've got in earlier again. Once again, people were getting into memes, they were getting into stuff a bit earlier, and it's a bigger group of people. So naturally, as the price and the valuations of all of this stuff goes higher, retail are going to be getting in earlier, and there's going to be more of them. That's a natural thing. So we almost have to raise our expectation of what the top signals are, from, okay, this is how frothy it got before and how interested people were getting into crypto previously. Almost have to raise that expectation. It's going to have to go higher. The valuations are higher. And that's kind of my opinion. I don't think the first wave of retail is going to be enough to stop what's likely to happen over the next year. Just because it's a bigger beast now, and it's, people know about crypto already. It's been on people's radars forever. So yeah, we can get some short-term corrections like we did over the summer, but certainly not looking at bear market with 70-80% correction and that this cycle's over. But maybe we get those 15, 20, 30% corrections again, like we had over the summer. And when we top, right, when this cycle tops, I think it's going to be more crazy than we can even really think about. We would have probably had months of people talking about Bitcoin. People will start to put all their money into it, and they'll still find a way to lose it, right? just because people are getting involved doesn't mean that they're like the market has to top. They'll still find a way to lose it because they're going to be going into meme coins and greed's going to catch on to everyone. Yeah. And we could have months where fear and greed is above 90. We could have months where there's high funding, and it's happened in the past. And then this is something else that I've been mentioning, is that I do believe we're going into a massive like AI bubble as well. So once the memes have done their thing, I think AI and utility is still going to be a massive, like a real big deal. Yeah. So we're going to have that cycle that still needs to play out. We've not really seen much movement from AI tokens or utility tokens yet. So there's so much more now. There's so much more that people can get into. So therefore, the supply that comes into the market is going to be spread around a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that everything has to top just because retail are getting involved early. Yeah. But again, just an opinion. It would be very surprising to me to see, oh, look, we've hit 100K. That's it. Yeah. It'd be very surprising to me. Is there an Elliott wave playing out here? I'm not an Elliott wave guy. But you'd have to say, I don't fucking know. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, if this is wave 5 and it's an extended wave 5, it can go and go and keep going 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 and keep going. If this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, if this is the 3, 4 here, and then we're going into a 5, then it can keep going and going and going and going. Because you have that 1. I don't know. Whatever. I have to ask French Bull. My Elliott wave has always been terrible, and it's only got worse as I've forgotten more. So the longer it goes on for me, the more I forget about Elliott waves and the worse I get. So I know even less about Elliott waves than I did 3 years ago. Phantom app is top 10 or 20 in the US iOS store. Yeah, but that's the thing. Crypto's mainstream now. It's mainstream now, but it doesn't need to scare us. We know we're not early anymore. Yeah, we're not early anymore. But there's still opportunity here. Robbie Shermer, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. If there is anyone else that's new here, then please do subscribe. And also, I haven't done the little announcement. We've released our Black Friday sale. So, this is the most crazy sale I've ever done in my life. It's insane, but I'm in a good mood. Bitcoin's at 100K. I feel like giving back, and I want as many people in this community having fun, trading this market, crushing it as possible over the next year, because I still think we've got a good year of real nice, well, maybe not a whole year, okay? We'll probably be correct. We probably will be going down a little bit by the time it gets to this time next year. But I think we've got like the best part of the next year of some real fun markets to be looking at. So I'm just like, I want you guys there. So what would normally be the cost of a 1 month membership for the crew, for Taurus crew, you get the entire year. That's gonna take you through the whole bull run, because we're not still gonna be going, well, we might still be going this time next year, we don't know. But if you are interested in that, then make sure I'm only on one screen here, it's a bit difficult, but make sure you take yourself over. You can go onto Twitter, onto X, and take a look. But go to wop.com/Taurus Crypto, you click on the 1-year membership and use the code Black Friday. So yes, you can do that. And that's going to be live up until Cyber Monday. So that's the 2nd of December. So this offer will be live until the 2nd of December. If you've been in the crew before, come back. $99, you get the whole year. The whole year. Which from a business perspective is suicide, because for the next 11 months we're gonna make nothing unless we get new people in. so we better hope we start growing, and we better hope we get enough new people in this during this bull run so that this doesn't become the most ridiculously stupid decision I've ever made. But I do this for fun. I don't do this for the money. I do this for fun. I trade for the money. And yeah, it'd be nice to have you guys along for the ride. So what's your thoughts on Pepe? I did just cover Pepe. I'm super bullish on Pepe. So I'm not sure if this trade is going to work out, but if it does take out these lows, I think that gives a real nice opportunity there. But yeah, I think Pepe looks really, really good. So you took out these lows the other day, held here, breakout. I do think we see some continuation. And for me, I'm looking for a move up towards, well, this is for whatever this is, 3,000 sats. Yeah. This is the wrong chart. I've charted this previously because the trade I had, I charted on this one. Oh, it's like 1,000 Pepe on Woo. Yeah, this is the trade I'm in already. So I've bought some more down here, which has put my average up to like here. So I'm not going to get stopped out on this. So yeah, I'm just letting this ride at this stage. But I think Pepe looks really good. How about ETH? Again, I did mention ETH earlier. So I reckon there is still one more. So we had this back test of the value area high earlier and got a bounce. But I do think that no matter where Bitcoin goes, I still see this move being corrected. So getting a move back down here again. Yeah. Because Ethereum's just a little shit, right? I don't think it sustains this move straight away. So if it does come back down here, then you're looking at that POC as being a real nice opportunity. So if there is to be a move down to like 3,120, I think that looks real good. If it gets continuation higher, then great. I am long on Ethereum as well, but I'm just not counting on it straight away. Ham Wizard, I just joined the crew with that deal. Thank you from the US of A. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting the channel and the community and everything. Gunstash, I think BTC going mainstream is a pro. Remember the 2023 no volume days where you had 2 1% trades a week? I think that era will never come back again with the ETF flows, etc. I mean, it will get boring again. Next bear market, mark my words, it will get boring again. And we'll probably go through a phase where there's even less volatility. Because at some stage in the next bear market, we'll probably go back down and we'll like, I mean, this is the thing, like, you shouldn't be buying spot Bitcoin here. You should be selling spot Bitcoin, and you should be longing on perps. Because at some stage in the next few years, I can guarantee it, we're going to be trading a hell of a lot lower than we are right now. Like, there's going to be opportunities to buy it a lot lower, and it's going to get really boring again, and things are going to get like crap, which is why I want to be selling out of any spot assets that I hold, because to be honest, I don't want to hold any of this for when it does start to eventually come back down and fill in this CME gap, which will probably be the low of the next bear market. So if you guys want the low of the next bear market, it's probably like 68, 70k. But yeah. Oh, you say the next bear market target is the low of 4. Ooh, you want the low down here. I don't know about that one. Maybe. Yeah, no, we'll get Capo's 12k, right? That'll be the low for the next bear market. I guess. Look, I guess. Hey, if we top out here, or wherever we top out, so that's these two cycles. I mean, if we go up here, then yeah. I mean, we could come all the way down here, right? Bear market low 30s, yeah. Yeah, it could go down there. But I think it depends how high it goes first of all, right? Out of ETH or Doge, which will outperform the best? Doge. Doge to 420. How much percent is that? Well, Doge is going to go at least to $1. I hope. Fucking better do. But at the very least to $1. And I reckon it can 10x from here, which sounds insane. But I think, I don't know if it will be this cycle. Maybe it's like maybe it gets to like $1.80 or something this cycle. What could we look at as like reasonable targets for Doge? But yeah, Doge at $1 seems almost inevitable. You're gonna get your 1.618. $1.20. That seems, yeah, inevitable. But then look, log scale. Log scale between $4 to $5. $4.20 Doge. See, if you switch log on, it's not that far away. It can do it, right? It actually isn't that crazy. $4.20. End of this cycle for Doge. And remember that you've got the whole US government that's going to be shilling it for the next 4 years. Like, what was a joke from Elon is now a real thing. So, yeah, $4.20 Doge. 10x from here. ETH 10k. Yeah. Genuinely, I think ETH has a good chance of getting to 10k. Because look, we're at 3K now. Yeah. So Ethereum's at 3K now, with Bitcoin at 100K. And these targets, they're not that crazy. They're really not that crazy. Yeah. So for ETH to go to 10K, it needs 3x. So if it bounces against Bitcoin, then you get 200%, just takes it back to previous cycle highs. 300% is a bit of a stretch. You're going to need Bitcoin to go a bit higher as well. So Bitcoin will need to go higher to do that, because I mean, actually, no, you're not even going to get close to flipping it. Yeah, 300% doesn't even take ETH to an all-time high against Bitcoin. Just takes it back up here. So even with Bitcoin at this price, it could get to 10K if it starts to rally. But if it just comes up towards these highs, then Bitcoin at 150K, so Bitcoin goes to 150, then Ethereum will end up at 10K just by doing this. Yeah. So it's absolutely possible. If BTC 10x from bear market low, ETH 15x, 15K. Yeah. Don't want to go too crazy with predictions, but come on, Bitcoin. I really want to see another high. And look, it held again. So over the last few days, we've had so many dips to buy. So the last time, I mean, there was this one. I just shared this in the Discord earlier. So if you guys want to know what you're getting in the Discord, which, by the way, if you didn't already know, is only $99 for a whole year with the Black Friday deal. But if you guys, this is what I was saying earlier. So crew, I still think there's enough time left in this move. After the, what's this? Why is Benny listening to music? That's new. Anyway. However, if momentum is lost, then there are two main zones I'm looking at below. So these were the two zones that I was talking about earlier. I do think that we're probably likely to go a little bit higher first. But then I was saying locally, I want to see this zone hold the single print Sonobi holding, which is what we've consistently seen throughout November. So we had this zone here. All right, this is what I wanted to see holding. All right. Now, despite the fact that we have quite a lot of sell orders, people naturally taking profit on Coinbase, when we're looking at perps, the bid is still chasing. You're still seeing really nice, strong support. Limit orders absorbing any selling that's going on, and beyond 100k there is just a void. If we break 100k this weekend, it's going to fly. Like, it will go to 106, it will go to 108. Yeah, it will go up that high. And we were looking at Ethereum that was backtesting the value area high. So yeah, like I updated earlier, and then we've had this bounce. So really, when we get these dips, and this is the kind of thing that's been holding consistently every single time, all right, you look on the 30-minute and you look at where any imbalance is on the chart. So I've drawn this a number of occasions. So you zoom in all the way from back here, and you can just start to look at where each of these moves started and where it holds the support. Okay, so I have an OB with a gap. You get another move up, it creates this OB with a gap, holds the support. You get another move up, creates this OB with a gap, holds the support. You have another move up. This is a bit more choppy, okay? So you have some imbalance there, and it's kind of a big zone. But essentially, you start to get impulsive around here. It holds. You do the same thing here. Okay, holds. Do the same thing right next to it again. This is when we got that like real choppy stuff. Holds. You do the same thing again. Holds. You do the same thing again. Holds. Fuck it, not drawing it very well. And then we go parabolic, so we're leaving stuff behind. This one never got tested. But once again here, okay, you create imbalance. This is the zone we were looking at. In fact, on this, there was a 4, it was a 1, was it? 1 hour? So it had this like gap with the OB below. I switched it up to the 1 hour then. Changed it up. But this is, yeah, this is what we've been seeing consistently, and it's just been stepping up, and just building up speed. So that's why if we are to correct deeper, then I think 94,800 will give us a bounce to begin with. So if this does drop, 94,800 looks real good, but then we maybe are looking for a move because it's just been consistently working. Mid bull market black swan event, 150k to 50k, then to 230. Wow, imagine that. That would be insane if we go to 150 and then all the way back down to 50k. Can you show us how to use your Discord account, please? Where to find your main ideas? Yeah, so over the weekend, I'm gonna post a little video and some stuff because I've updated our homepage on WOP today, and I can put some media on there and stuff. I've done some more goodies and things today. But basically, I mean, so this is what we have. This is what we have in the Discord. So when you join, you'll see we have our general chat. Okay. So our general chat there, everyone's saying hello. If you need any support, if you need any help, you can open up a ticket. If you want to leave feedback, if you want to leave reviews, then you can do that. We've got our equities trading channels. We've got our crypto trading channels. We've got our analysts. So these are the people that are super duper 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 fantastic traders who are sharing their ideas. So there's Vazi sharing her trades. Just given a new channel today. Fugazi, Randall, sharing his stuff. Delirium, Punchball. Then I've got this section as well. We're going to give this to the others as well. But then I'm showing all my ideas in my little section here. So then I've got my section there. And then there's some other stuff within there. So I'm doing all of my updates. And we're hoping to get back to a more regular schedule and everything again very soon. Because I am still traveling at the moment. So I'm in Asia, so my time zone's not ideal. And I am traveling quite often. But now that we're back in the bull market, it's fun again. So I'm going to be around a little bit more again. We did try some stuff within the community. We did try some stuff. I did step away a little bit, but back at the helm now. I'm more motivated than ever. Yeah, that's what you get. Look, my hair looks weird on stream. They can't really, I got my hair cut here, and it's not the most even. There's a bit of a... Never mind. Never mind. Bitcoin man, part of the community now. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. And again, reminder, if there is anyone that's new here, then I mean, I don't even feel comfortable saying it because it's so crazy that you can get an entire year of membership, the whole bull market, for just $99. So even if you sign up and you think it's shit, then you've not really lost anything. But I give you my word, it's not that shit. Yeah, it's not that shit. It's a bit shit, but it's not that shit. It's worth $99. I'd pay $99 for a year of Taurus membership. I think it's like not shit enough to justify that. How much even is that per day? It's like 30p a day. I know that my maths is wrong there. My maths is very wrong there. It's as much as it is. 10p. It's however much it is. A travel haircut, yeah. This is the third time I've had a travel haircut. My first two were pretty good. This one not so good. You just went too high with the stuff. Never mind. Come on. Does anyone have anything else they want me to chart? Let's get back to talking about trading. I need some water. Hold on. I'm back. ADA. You traded NQ recently. I've taken a few little trades here and there, but now that my baby, the stuff that I actually enjoy and I have fun. Woo! Trying to turn the light. Oh no, I want to turn the light down. Not up. Down. It's too bright. Which one makes me look pretty? That one. Brightness. That's better. My eyes. I'm blinded. I was saying something. Yeah, have I traded NQ recently? No, not really. The odd scalp here and there. If I happen to be at my computer or if I happen to be on my iPad and I just want to do a little scalp here and there. I've not been trading it that seriously. I've had some good trades. I've had some shitters. I had a trade open the other day that I forgot about, and I was up like 1.4k on the day, and then I ended up like forgetting that trade was open and blew it up. But that's the thing when you're trading with prop firms, like I'll get another one. But yeah, I've been taking a few scalps. I've had a couple of small payouts that have just kept like a little bit coming in, but yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Like this is the market I want to be focusing on right now, is here. And then if things get slow again, if things slow down, I'll go back to the NQ again, but I only have a limited amount of brain power. I don't want to be using that brain power on like fucking boomer markets. Fuck that. No, thank you. ADA. ADA USDT. .p. Oh my god. Wow. Did anyone take this trade? You'd be making good money right now. This is back in September. It never got stopped. It never got stopped, and you'd be in the money. You'd be balling. Look at it. I'll pretend that I made that. I'll pretend. Up 176% from that entry. Shit. All right, ADA. All right, I need something with more history. Finance. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's gonna be difficult to get through this, so I wouldn't be FOMOing into ADA. So monthly, you've got the monthly order block, you've got a monthly level just above it, and then here you had this support, like support here. It's $1 and it's a big even, right? You had support at $1, support at $1, support at $1. You lose it, you then resistance at $1. And then it's back up to there. So you've got this really big psychological level of $1. You're within this big monthly OB, and then within that big monthly OB, you've got imbalance on the weekly. That again, it's just tapped into there. And if you go down onto the daily, and you look all the way back, then it's a similar story, right? You have this area where there's just, so there's a little gap in there, imbalance, extend it. So it's not going to be easy. I wouldn't be, yeah. But I'm not shorting things at the moment, and I wouldn't be shorting something like this either, because you're not, again, it's a similar story to why I'm not trading the NQ. It's just brain power. Like, what's the point? What is the point of wasting time on short positions when you can make it so much more on longs? Like, mathematically, you just make more money from long positions. It is impossible to make as much money from shorts. Because what happens, this is something I repeat often, you take a long position on Cardano, or whatever it is, and as that long position becomes profitable, the margin is increasing, as is the profit as it goes higher. So what was worth $100, if it pumps a position size of $100, if it pumps 100%, that position size is now $200. So for every 10% higher it goes from that point, it's a 10% extra on the $200. And then if it goes 10% higher from there, then it's a 10% extra on the $210 or $220, and so on. So you're compounding just by holding long positions as price goes up, you're naturally compounding because your margin is increasing as the price goes up, which is why for me, like this PEPE trade, yeah, I put in a normal amount of risk on that, and then it pumps up by 100%, and suddenly my margin is way higher. So I've got a position size that's double the risk that I would normally put into a trade, but I'm not going to get stopped on it now. So I can take out the profit, I can do that whatever I want, but then you're starting to compound this position. Your position size is growing as the trade grows. Now when you have a short position, right, if you open a short position and you put in $100 on a short position and it goes down by 50%, then your margin also goes down by 50%. So then even if it goes down another 50%, you're not actually making much money from that anymore. Which is why, like, you make all your money on shorts early on. So that's why short positions you hold for a short amount of time, because the longer you hold it, the smaller the return gets. So you get diminishing returns on short positions, which is why markets just always go up. That's why it's fucking stupid to be a bear long term, because no one can make as much money from short positions. But if you hold a long position, then you're compounding those gains. You're getting exponential returns as price goes, as the trade goes in your favor. And you end up losing less from an invalidation. Because if you have a wide stop on a short position and your margin's increasing on that short as it's going up, then it's going to be a bigger stop loss. So when you're talking big percentages, it just makes sense to be in longs. I go off on these random tangents because I'm weird like that. But yeah, ADA, I wouldn't be buying it here, but I also wouldn't be shorting. That's the long story, very long story short. Short, long, short. You get the idea. I don't really know there's not much more I can say on ADA. But probably cools off a bit. If it drops, you look for liquidity. So if you want to get stink bids, then really easy there. You don't necessarily need to fill this, that's that first move. But if you're looking at this, right? If you want my shit Elliott wave, TA, then you essentially have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take out the 4. You don't really want to be dealing with all of that. Nothing should ever come back here until the next bear market. That first impulse should not come back to it. But if it does, if you do get stink bids in here, set some bids with an invalidation of these lows, then you can send it to new highs again. So maybe a trade like that looks decent. That's the kind of thing I would look for on Cardano. See if we can get something like that. See if we can take out these lows. And then look for continuation afterwards. And if you do that, right, you're going to have Confluence here too. So if you start to build Confluence, let's just make this a little bit neater. Neat and tidy. They have an idea that's a little bit like this. Then you can start to look up maybe what Confluence does it have. Where's your anchored VWAP from when the move started? Is there. It would have to get a dip real quick, but there's no reason why you can't drop in, run it below VWAP for a while, within that first standard deviation, chop around for a bit, and get continuation. So VWAP ends up doing this, yeah? What you could also have from that is looking at your moving averages. You got your 50 EMA there on the 4 hour. If you wait a little bit longer, is that a 200 or is that a 100? So 200. If it goes a little bit longer, you've got your 200 EMA, and you'll have your 100 that's in the middle. So then you're coming back into those 4 hour moving averages. You got a nice moving average. You got a nice crossover. A golden, whatever it is. Death cross and golden cross. Or whatever they call it. Is it called a golden cross? But that thing. So if that 50 EMA progresses higher and there's a dip down here mid-December, once again, that could look like a real good opportunity to buy. So the timing of it also becomes really interesting. So EMAs, VWAPs, volume, liquidity. All real nice things that you can look at for trades. So the first thing that I would do to start to stack up Confluence for like looking for a trade, first of all, I look for imbalance. So where's the imbalance on the chart? All right, we got one there. You got an impulse higher. It's created fair value gap, single print, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And if you can stack a bit of Confluence on that using some kind of moving line, yeah, whether that's a VWAP or a moving average or something like that, then you can get some Confluence there. And then maybe you can build some fibs into that analysis. So from your low here to your high, where are your fibs? It's the right area. And again, you don't really want to be dealing with this stuff, but even if you are dealing with this stuff, then it takes it beyond a 50% correction. Look, it's exactly a 50% correction there. So that kind of thing. You just stack a little bit of Confluence up with it and look for a trade there. So yeah, anything below 69 cents on ADA looks real interesting. And there'll be loads of examples like this. I'm sure XRP has something similar. Like XRP, I mean, there you go. If you take out that low, it looks real interesting. And it's just as simple as that. And what's gonna happen, where do you anchor this VWAP from? Probably where the move starts getting crazy, maybe there. So if there is to be a dip over the next few days, it's probably not gonna happen over the next few days, but over the next couple of weeks, maybe. Your moving averages are also there. And then once again, you've had this golden cross. So if it does take it into the next month, if we get a dip early, then we're probably looking at like 4-hour time frames are looking real nice. So that would be, if you're looking at dip buying opportunities, the 4-hour chart is looking really good if we are to get one before December. So if there is to be big correction before December, so think about the stuff that's been moving a lot. If there is to be a big correction before December, I think the 4-hour time frame looks real good. If it then goes into towards like mid-December and we're still seeing that prices may be ranging or has just had this like slow grinding kind of move, then I think the daily time frame starts to look real nice, because then you're going to have everything catching up on the daily, and you might get both of those trades. You might get both of them. So you might end up having a situation whereby we get a dip, right? It makes a lower high, starts to range, and then what happens mid-December is you take out the lows again, by which point you've had that 4-hour support, hold, give a bounce, and then it continues and the range continues on, and then you get that other sweep that takes out that low again, and then you've got that daily support that comes into play. And this is a similar thing to what we saw with Bitcoin. We're getting close again. Similar thing to what we've seen to Bitcoin in the past. Whereas I think on this occasion, let's try it on the BLX. But you have this daily support, so it would have been, I'll do this on Coinbase then. I'll do it on a chart. You get your 4-hour, you get the opportunities on the 4-hour, low time frames, and we'll go to this range, okay? So you get your opportunities on the 4-hour, where you have support, bounces, 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 support on the 4-hour, and then you have those local VWAPs playing out. And then the range continues on. And then what do you find as the daily comes into play? And then what happens? We never quite tested into it. This did happen on perps, though there was that move there. And we did, of course, get that test of the yearly VWAP. It's 2022. What am I even looking at? I don't even know anymore. But like, you get the idea, right? So the lower time frames then kind of stagger onto the higher time frames as ranges continue to play out. Come on! Make another all-time high. Why did I put my water so far away from me? It's because I drank my water and I left it at the table. It's such a massive table. It's all the way over here. Talking of boomer markets, why are 2021 alts going crazy? And thoughts on LTC? There you go. I can kill two birds with one stone there. So Litecoin. Oh, we just made another new. Oh no, we haven't. Yeah. I've got an alert, so when we do make another all-time high, LTC USDT. Dot. No, I don't need a .p because it's not enough. I don't know. I saw something interesting. I saw an interesting theory about these dinosaur coins. And I can't remember what it was, but it made a lot of sense to me. Is that we're seeing... So for people who have been in crypto before, in previous cycles, right? What are the coins that they remember or that they've been looking at? It's going to be the likes of XRP, the biggest retail coin that's ever existed. So if you ask your plumber whilst he's servicing your pipes with his butt crack showing, and he's like, "Hey, you know that crypto? It's fucking bullish again, isn't it?" He's likely to be holding XRP, or has previously held XRP in the past. And then, you know, like your friends who are like the gamer nerds and the computer geeks, the chances are they hold Cardano. And they've probably been out of the market for the best part of the last 3 years or 5 years or however long it is that they were lasting crypto, right? So what's going to get them back in? It's not... We already know that the, like, Gen... whatever it is... TikTok-y Gen people are here and they're trading meme coins. But they're playing with mum and dad's pocket money, so it's probably not really going to make that much of an effect in the whole market. But if you want to bring back in the people who have been in cycles previously, then it's stuff like Litecoin and Cardano and XRP that's going to start pumping initially. Because then they'll be like, "Oh my god, I fucking sold that at like 3 cents and now it's back at like $1. I'm going to buy some more." And they go and buy some more. And then that gets them interested again. So it makes sense to me. And then you've got like shit like XRP. Okay, Gary Gensler is left as the SEC chair. So obviously Ripple's going to start pumping. And then if Ripple starts pumping, then all of the other stuff's going to start pumping with it. And Litecoin will take his opportunity, and Charlie Lee will come back, and he'll be like, "Yo, I'm back, guys, I'm back." And then all of this nostalgia will come back in, and it will bring back in those people just to get them wrecked again. So it's something like that, right? It's just this perfect storm of it gets back in some new people. You can imagine as well, like, okay, we've got a pro-crypto president now who probably doesn't really know that much about crypto either. Yeah, but who's going to be lobbying him for regulation, for all of this kind of stuff? It's going to be Brad, is his name Brad Gar something? Or is that the Coinbase guy? But you know, the XRP guy, he's probably going to be one of those that's rippling, that's lobbying government for regulation and is going to be involved. So I think Ripple has a really interesting narrative. It's a shit coin, yes, it's crap, but it's such a hated rally. It's probably not going to slow down. It's going to go to $3. Yeah, it's been at $3 before. It's going to happen again. It's probably going to go above that. It's probably going to end up at like $10. Brad Garlinghouse, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. But yeah, it just makes sense. And then if that's pumping, then other crap's going to pump as well. Like XLM will go up with it because it just does. Because what happens when XRP pumps? Stellar pumps. What happens when Stellar pumps? Litecoin pumps. And so on and so forth. So that's a little theory, and it makes sense to me. But that's why you see all of this crap. And it's the same Cardano, right? Yeah. Who else is going to lobby the US government? Oh, you got Charles Hodgkinson, who's American. It's an American cryptocurrency. If it's an American cryptocurrency, it's going to do quite well, probably. XRP, it's an American cryptocurrency. XLM, it's an American cryptocurrency. We've got a pro-crypto government. American cryptocurrencies are going to be pumping. Because there'll be ones lobbying for the new regulation. It's bullish for them. It's a positive thing for them. Trump coin. Is Trump all the way down here? Hey, there's a good buy opportunity. And then what's going to happen as well, you know this is inevitable. China's going to unban crypto. Yeah? So China will unban crypto. And then we'll get all the Chinese coins that start pumping. So Neo, what's Neo up to? Because China are going to unban it. I'm telling you now, China will be unbanning crypto. And the only coins that are going to suffer are the European ones, because Mica is going to be an absolute shit show. So whilst the rest of the world is being really bullish towards crypto and everything's going to pump, Europe are there, Germany are there like, nah, fucking we're not allowed to do USDT. Because they're idiots. So European market's going to get a little bit crushed. Comparatively so. It's still going to be bullish. But European market's going to get, like, again, I always just, I don't give all the information, but there's a lot of people losing their jobs in Europe, in crypto in Europe right now. A lot of people. If you're in European exchanges, get off of them. But anyway, You want some? Julius, I just had to allow your comments. They got censored here. Fuck me, I smacked on those V-shaped BTC recoveries. Single print, fill, and boom. Fuck my no. Yes. Well done, Julius. Who else bought the dip? Who else did it? We did it the other day down here. Made new highs. And here. Made new highs. Yesterday. Kind of wanted it to go a little bit lower, but it made new highs. Today we hit the right zone. About to make new highs. Nudge, I won't be deleting this off YouTube. Of course not. It will stay. Bitcoin. I'm going to put a line here, 100K. 1000. No, 100000. Add alert and horizontal line. And can I do? Oh, look, I can do these. Create. Yes. Give alert. I wish I had a sit-down desk still. I wish I had my treadmill still. It's the one bad thing about traveling is I'm currently here streaming from a dining table. Not good for my back, which is already wrecked. Luke, is exocharts useful for beginners? No. It's exocharts is interesting for anyone. But the longer you're here, exocharts is useful for mid-curvers. And not in a bad way, because last cycle, exocharts is useful for second cyclers and mid-curvers in the nicest way possible. It takes you from being a beginner and understanding or trying to learn TA to getting a real comprehensive, in-depth overview of the market and really understanding how the market works. So exocharts and any order flow stuff is the best way to absorb as much information as you can to learn how the market works, to learn the mechanics of how a market works. So you see the delta, you see where trap buyers are, you see how things happen within the market. You can see when you get those increases in volume and you get an increase in like short positions that open or stop losses that get hit. As you take a low and take liquidity, you can see where these imbalances are created and you can start to really understand it. Once you understand it, you then don't really need it anymore. So it then stops. It's still useful, but then when you have that understanding, you can just go back to a chart like this And you don't need to know. I can tell you now, I know exactly how the order flow is going to look on that low. I know exactly how the order flow is going to look in that gap. I know exactly how the order flow is going to look up here and how the CVD will look up here. So it gives you the understanding, and then you no longer need to look. So yes, it's very, very useful for when you're in that stage of learning the market. So everyone, when they trade, you will go on this curve. So everyone starts off and they know nothing, and then they absorb all the information and they understand everything. And then when you know it, you just simplify it and you can go back there. And then you're like, it's not like this curve where you're going all the way back to the beginning. You're just using the stuff that's useful afterwards. And I think that's where everyone should aim to be, and which is why you see on my charts, I don't use order flow anymore, because now I know I've spent enough years learning how to understand it that I no longer need it on my chart. I no longer need to be looking at it all day, every day. So, is XO useful for beginners? No, it's probably too complicated for beginners. Is XO useful if you've got an understanding of basic TA? Yes. And then you just pick and choose the stuff that you like from it, and the stuff that works for me. And by XO, I mean like any order flow software as well. Do you still have crew discount codes for XO? I can get some. Yeah. Yeah, let me... there were never discount codes, so there were 3-month memberships. 3 months for free. So let me see if I can get some back. Luxury did promise that he would give me some, and he never did. I need to bump him on that. Let me bump him now. Where is he? Messages. I'm gonna bump him. I'm gonna get some XO charts memberships right now, hopefully, and I can give some away as a 100k celebration. Oh my god, I got too many DMs. I can't find them. I'll look for it later, over the weekend. I got way too many DMs. I got thousands of them. I could just search for his name, but I don't know what I'm doing. AVAX looks like after accumulation first wave and on the road of third maybe, but looks bullish. AVAX are like, yeah, AVAX and Phantom are like two of my, I know they're very different, but AVAX and Phantom I like for similar reasons. Oh, yeah, AVAX looks so good. Look at this, like how stuff we drew. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. Flip it back into support. It was like support, resistance, flip it back into support. This anchor view up I don't think is particularly useful, but I would imagine. There we go. What have you done? What has this done? Wyckoff. Accumulation. You have a pretty extended spring. So you have a range, forms, extended spring, you jump the creek. jump it. And because this has been so extended for months, this breakout looks like it's going to be very strong. Very strong. So yeah, AVAX looks fantastic, and it's easily going to go and take these highs from this move. Easy. So even now, even right now, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. It's too late. But even right now, you've got a trade that looks like that. It's not the best trade to take, but you got a 1.5R with a really high probability that it's going to play out. So sometimes you just may as well just, but you gotta like accept that you may end up underwater if this is another thing, right? If you can get a stinky, smelly bids on these, and you can get it again at $30. I don't think you'll get it again at $30. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. But even if you can get a dip here to 36, if you can catch one, then maybe you get a trade out of that. But I think this is probably gone, and it's on its way to take out these highs. It's not, it really shouldn't be taking those lows again. And Phantom's a similar one. Phantom is a similar one. Very bullish. That's an ugly old chart. Let me find a clean chart. But Phantom, similar. Similar. So you have this, where you had support, you lost it. This extended price action below, you flip it back in, testing it again, and this, it's gonna go and take these highs. There's no reason why it shouldn't go and take these highs. And this is maybe a bit of a better opportunity right now. And I was talking about Phantom when it was back here. Okay, so I managed to get that breakout, ride it up to here, and then we're still looking for that continuation. And it's just real simple stuff. So the other thing with Phantom, right? Holding that VWAP. Similar kind of situation. Now, I don't think it's going to take that low. So again, you've got a trade here where even now, you've got a decent risk to reward, and you've got a really quite high probability that low is going to stick. You could maybe extend that down there, and you've got a 2R. It's just not very likely that we end up going back down here again. Of course, you never know what's going to happen, and that's why you've got to manage your risk. But if you want to make 2x on that trade, double your risk, put in $100, you get 300 back, or you lose 100. It makes sense to me. That kind of trade you could be looking for. You don't have to be too picky on entries right now. If the risk reward is there and you're managing your risk accordingly, you can just, so the way that I like to do it is just really slowly. I don't know if this is one that I would choose because I think there's probably better ones out there, but if you really like Phantom and you really want exposure to Phantom, just gradually just know the risk you want to put in overall. So let's say you want to risk $100 on this trade max. So you put in you buy enough now to maybe say, okay, if this hits my stop loss, I'm gonna lose 50. Right? So instead of losing 100, you know that the maximum you want to lose is 100. I'm gonna buy a little bit now, and then at least I've got exposure. And if it hits my stop loss, I'm gonna get 50. I'm gonna lose 50. If it drops down here, then you maybe buy a little bit more, so then your max loss is going to be 70. If it drops a little bit more, then your max loss is going to be 80. And you're just buying it in, DCAing in, and getting a good position. And then what you do from that is you get a better position from it, a better entry from it. If it goes up here, right, just fine, okay, you risked a little bit less, you made a little bit less, or you might have an opportunity when it starts to move, to compound, and then you can move your stop up to break even and you can still risk the same amount. But sometimes just like being underwater is nice because it just gives you a better entry, and then you've got like you've got room to breathe, and then you can build a better position and you can build bigger size if it does go lower. Can I do this with 20x leverage? No. Because if you do it with 20x leverage, if you're isolated, you're going to get stopped out there. Yeah, you're going to get stopped out there at 5%. The most you can do this with, I mean, $3x, and use your liquidation as your stop loss. Which again is something I sometimes do. I don't care, but you could 3x long this with $100 risk and you'll probably get away with it. It's not financial advice, but that's probably enough breathing room. And then the thing is, what you can do, okay, you go in with 3x because that's what you'll probably get away with. Right, if you're talking about this, if you're too lazy to place a stop loss and you really want to just go, I'm going to use my leverage and I'm going to use my liquidation as my stop loss, which sometimes you can do. I do it sometimes. Yeah, because sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to buy it. I don't care. I don't want to think about where to place my stop loss. I know how much risk I'm going to take. When it goes profitable, you crank the leverage up to 100x and you move your stop to break even. And then you can use that margin for another trade. It frees up the margin, throws it back into your account, and you can use it for another trade. So then you can start to just stack trades on top of trades, on top of trades, on top of trades. And that's how you can grow if you can get a series of winners that are long positions, because they're the ones that go exponential. That's how you can potentially grow a small account by multiple X's over the course of a few weeks, or over the course of like a cycle, or like multiple X's. Like you could grow a $1,000 account to 100K by doing that kind of thing. You start off with low risk, you allow your winners to run for as long as you can, allow those winners to run, never risk more. So if your stop loss is your stop loss and you've risked $100 on that trade, get the hell out of it if that gets stopped, because you don't want to then be starting to lose a lot of your account. But what you can then do is, if you've put in $100 risk and you've used $100 margin and it's suddenly up here and you're letting that winner run, then you can still have that trade open, be making all of the money on that trade if it goes higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. But you can crank the leverage up to 100x. So now that your $100 margin is now only $1 margin, and you've now got $99 of margin to put into another trade that might do the same thing. So that's another thing that I do, is start off with my leverage at one level, often on isolated, or leverage doesn't really mean anything, right? It's the margin that you're putting into the trade, okay? And that turns into the leverage on your account. But what it does allow you to do is, if you then adjust, and what I will always do is, if I've got a profitable trade for Pepe, for example, okay, I opened that trade and it was on like Forex isolated or something like that. As soon as it became profitable like this, I no longer need that margin anymore. All right, I don't need the margin. Crank it up to the highest leverage I possibly can, use that for another trade, and just let this one run. So, yeah. yeah, you got to get used to doing it like that, and you've got to accept the risk. The thing is, and the other thing that it does start to become pretty mental from like a psychological perspective. Okay, because when you've got some profitable trades, when you've got some profitable trades and you then crank everything up to the max, the swings on your account become insane. Even though it's all profit, you've got a shit ton of unrealized profit, and the swings on your account become absolutely mental. But if you can start to accept that, and just accept that as just being part of what it is, and part of taking the risk, then that's how you get the big rewards, those multipliers. And there's a really good trader Main. He did this interview, I think today, like yesterday or something, and I'll repeat that now because it's exactly the same thing. Like, if you're not willing to risk a lot, right? A lot more than what you're really comfortable with, you're just never ever going to make the kind of rewards that you want from the market. Like, now is the time. Like, if you're there and you're like, I'm just low risk on everything, which sometimes I go through, like when the market's in that phase of the market where it's just not giving you very much, and I'm trading the NQ and I'm doing this, I'm relatively low risk. My goal is, when it's that kind of like throughout the summer, my goal throughout the summer was just to make a little bit of money every day and just put it into my bank account. Now that cannot be your goal. Okay, because this opportunity does not come around often. This is the time where you make the multipliers. Worst case scenario, you lose it, you lose your account, and you go back, and then you have to go like back to just like making a little bit of money every now and again. But if you want to multiply accounts, you've got to be comfortable with taking risk, and that means stack those trades. Okay, don't go in with huge risk straight away, because you've got to give yourself breathing room. But once you get a few winners there, milk them. All right, milk the shit out of it, crank it up, crank that margin up, use everything that you have available to put in the risk into the market, let those winners run, and start to compound on top of those trades, because that's the way that things start to really ramp up. Like, I posted on Twitter last week, like within so my trading account throughout the whole of the summer was kind of okay. I was making a little bit of money, I was losing a bit of money. It was just a gradual like curve up, and then within 2 weeks, and I'd barely done anything, but as soon as I know when to go risk on, I go risk on, like big time risk on. And that account's tripled in the last couple of weeks. So I've made a 300% return on that account because I'm prepared to take the risk. If I lose that account, I just need to start doing little trades to build it back up again. And it just takes away a little bit of time. It's annoying. But I'm very confident. I know when to milk the market, and now is the time. When we had that first move, risk on, go. And yeah, that's just what you gotta do. Now, it doesn't mean start going fucking 100x long up here, because then you are going to lose your account. Be patient, wait for the opportunities, use that opportunity to apply the risk through having done sound TA. If we get a drop that takes us back down to 91 to 92k, that's probably the time that you want to be going, like, using that dip to start getting that risk back on again. But yeah, just like, if you want to trade fucking shitters on Pump Fun, do it, because they're moving. If you understand that market, but take risks now. Take risks. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you like lose money, because you'll learn from it. You never lose, you learn. Just don't risk more. Well, actually, no, do risk more than you can afford to lose. Because that's the only way you're going to have the opportunity to make more than you would normally be able to make. That's dangerous, but it's true. No one ever got rich by being careful. How did I get into that conversation? How did I get into that conversation? It's blue raincoats. I go off on the most random tangents. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to look at the comments again in a minute. I need to pee. Yeah, I have returned. We still haven't made a new high. Why have we still not made another new high? Fucking hell. What other comments have we got? Did you already talk about Sol? No, I haven't. ENS USDT. ENS is a trade I'm in, so I'll have a look at ENS in a minute. I wonder how high you think you can go. I'm not in Solana. I don't do Solana. I never really... Yeah, never really did anything for me. The only money I made on Solana was shorting it. But I'll have a look at it. Luke, what are your thoughts? Luke, are you speculating on meme coins? No, because I've only ever lost money. I've made money on meme coins and then I just go ahead and lose it all again. But maybe I should, because I made money before. I just didn't really know what I was doing with them last time. Right now is the time probably to look for good opportunities on alts, because later it can be too late. Yes, that's why I've been looking at alts quite a lot. Will you start trade on 1x? I start the trade with as much as I want to risk on that trade. It might be 1x, it might be 4x, it might be 1% of my account, it might be 20% of my account if I'm feeling really confident on it. It might be 0.1% of my account if it's just fun. How's Bali? Not in Bali anymore. I am in Kuala Lumpur. I should show you guys the view. It's a shame it's because it's like gone. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here. It's 2 a.m. I've been live for 2 hours. 2 o'clock in the morning. But I would. Maybe I can still show you guys the view. Nah, it's not. The view's not really looking very interesting. I'll show you guys the view over the weekend. But yeah, I'm in like this incredible apartment overlooking Kuala Lumpur city. So I did all my travels over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, now I'm just back into a little bit of work mode, and then beginning of December I'm going to go to Thailand. So I go to Thailand in December, and then I will be traveling around a little bit more again. But right now I'm just taking the opportunity to get some work done, because I have a good base that's like good. Time to eat nasi lemak at SS2. Nasi lemak is nice. Ragdogs ME Luke San, it's been a while. Question: do you have any Black Friday deals for your Discord? Nah, nothing. But maybe take a look on the Twitter or the Discord if you want. But nah, nothing. Nothing at all. Because you'd have to be a fucking idiot to do a Black Friday deal that crazy, right? Surely it's not real. I stayed in the Shangri-La Hotel. Nice place. Yeah. I'm staying in like a expat community that's just outside the city. And I have views of the entire city, and it's amazing. You watch like the thunderstorms roll in and it hits the buildings, and then at night it's like perfectly clear skies. It's really nice. I like it here. You forgot 1-0. What do you mean I forgot 1-0? Where? What, 1 year membership for 990? So that's what it's worth, isn't it? Or do you mean 10-year membership? 10-year membership for $99. How do you manage the dogs while traveling? Yeah, they're the only things I miss. But the dogs is from dogs are from a past relationship, so we shared them. But now that I'm traveling, I don't take my share of them anymore, basically. I had them for most of the last 2 years. So now yeah. But that's like the one thing I miss from back home. Luke, are you looking at any low cap spot plays? I don't think I'm going to do spot very much this cycle. I have spot bags, but I think I'm just going to, yeah, maybe. The stuff that I like on spot, I don't have on spot. Ragdogs, Emmy, just go to Twitter. I'm gonna repost it now. I'm gonna repost it again. The deal, the Black Friday deal. Repost. So if you go to x.com/Taurus Crypto, then you'll see at the top of my feed the Black Friday deal. Let me pin it. Pin to profile. There, it's pinned. So at the top of the page, it's here. Okay. There it is. It's stupid. It's the most stupid thing I've ever done. Literally insane. Because that is not going to cover operating costs for a year. even if like 100 people sign up. That's going to cause me so many problems further down the line. But it's a bull market. So we hope that we can get some more people in on a more normal deal later on, right? That's the plan. Basically, by doing this, I know that my audience is still very much the same as it was a few years ago, because I've always sucked at marketing. And I will want to basically give back to you guys. But I'm working on something as well, and all will be revealed very soon. I have been, even though I've not been as active on YouTube and stuff lately, and I haven't been trading maybe as much as I was over the last couple of months because I've been traveling as well, I have been working on something in the background. There is something new coming out, and anyone that signs up to this to Taurus will get access to this new thing as well. And I think it's going to be pretty cool, but it does mean that I need to be doing something a little bit different. But don't you think it's time for crypto to have, like, even if I do some content that's like a little bit more retail focused, that's a little bit more marketing focused, even if there's something that's a little bit different to what I'm doing already, I still think it's a good thing for the space as a whole, because I think we can help a lot of people, and that's the aim. But anyway, yeah, all will be revealed next week. So there'll be something else coming out for Black Friday and around Christmas time. But I can't tell you what it is yet. Yeah, anyway, low cap spot. We wanted to look at some other stuff. So ENS was one of them, right? ENS is a trade I have open. It's really not done very much, but ENS looks alright. It's the same. It was the same idea. So we had a daily gap. It filled it, and we're looking okay. That's ENS, right? It's a range. I think everything resolves higher. It's corrected any imbalance that it made from the pump. Looks good. There was another one, Solana. Solana, I don't have price targets. I don't know, but it's at an all-time high, right? Yeah. No, I have nothing to say about Solana. Low caps, I like runes, so I've invested into some runes, dogs being one of them. Waddle Waddle Pingu, Waddle Waddle Penguin or something like that being another one. Pups. Aether USDT, because I have a node on Aether. I think Aether looks really good. Zero USDT. Layer 0. I think it looks really good. Don't know what that chart's all on about. But layer 0. I don't know of any real other ones. Yeah, I don't know of anything else. Can't think of anything off the top of my head. Layer 2. Do you like Foxy? I don't know what Foxy is. Foxy. I'm gonna have to wrap this stream up in a bit. I'm lagging now. I'm getting sleepy. It is 2 a.m. That's nice. That's a nice setup on Foxy. Now you have taken that high. Can it keep going? Maybe you wait for it to go down here. I don't know, but it's the same thing. Like first of all, you've correct. If it hadn't taken this high, I'd be like, yeah, that looks like a really good long. The fact that it has taken that high, I would maybe look for it to come down here before. You don't need to do marketing. All what the viewer wants is a helping hand by showing live trades, research coins, a bit of narrative and alpha is literally the only reason why CBS and co are big. Yeah, by marketing I just mean like consistency. So that there is, I like to do like, yeah, I do enjoy like the business aspect as well. And by CBS you mean cold blood chill, right? I can tell you for a fact, he spent a shitload of money on promotion, right? But once you get to a certain level, then it becomes sustainable. The thing for me is I'd always been, it had just been organic stuff. But when you see the people that have like 300k followers, there is stuff that goes on behind the scenes there. And that's the kind of thing that needs to be done, is some stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Doesn't mean that any of the content's going to change or anything like that. But it's just a little bit more of a focus on how to get people to be able to view the content in the first place, which I've never really known how to do. But it's been a consistent problem. I don't know if this is going to fix it or what the hell's going to happen. But I don't know. We'll see. Ragdog, see you in the Discord. Thank you very much. Can I get a discount on lifetime membership? Not right now, no. It won't be as good as what I'm offering on the yearly membership, so just take the year. Did you meet any crypto dorks in Bali? How's Miles or Annie? I don't know who Miles or Annie is. And no, I don't really surround myself with crypto dorks. Because they're all boring. And to be honest, traders are all fucking trade, travel, chill. I don't know. Oh, Miles is crypto banter. Nah, I don't, no. People I meet in crypto are generally like, yeah. Like, the thing is, when I'm traveling, I wanna be with people that are like, I wanna have fun, right? My work is my work. My social life is different. It's very different. Always explicit. I mean, if you wanna get a lifetime membership, DM me, make me an offer. You tell me how much you think it's worth to be there for a lifetime, and we'll see. We'll see. That's the deal. Kampung Baro has some good food. Should be near your cool. Kampung Baro. Have I been there? I don't know. Maybe. Join BitBoy as a stream analyst. No. IMX, nice play. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired now. Like, I'm looking at the comments and I'm like, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But anyway, yeah, I'd love to talk all night, but my brain's not really working. I got Market Cypher lifetime, so same price as their discount. Is that fair? I don't know how much that is. Send me a message, do something, get in touch. I probably won't respond today. I'll respond over the weekend. If anyone's interested in anything, or if anyone wants to ask me any questions or to do any of that kind of stuff, drop me a DM on Discord or on X or any of that kind of stuff, and I'll respond over the weekend. I'm not going to respond in the next few hours because I'm going to go to sleep now. And yeah, I'll see you all again very, very soon. This has been really, really good fun. This is back to doing what I like to do. I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys yeah, took something away from that. Within all the chit chat, I do think that there was some alpha to be shared. And yeah, just get trading, everyone. Start trading. Trade some more. Take some risks. You don't get this opportunity very often. Do the best you can. And if you need a little help with it, join the crew. It's dirt fucking cheap right now. So I'll see you over there. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great weekend. I'll probably be around. Well, I will be around over the weekend as well. And